Imagine it's late at night. You wake up on the couch to the credits of the movie you started. You're ready to go to bed and check your phone for the time, only to see that the battery's dead. Your charger is in your car. Barefoot and brisk, you walk to your car for your charger. After you get back inside, there's a frantic knock at the door. From the other side of the door, a man tells you that he saw you go to your car to grab something, and that you left the door to your house open. And while your back was turned, somebody snuck inside. He pleads with you to open the door and let him in so he can look around or protect you if need be. But you're smarter than that. You're nearly certain this man is tricking you into letting him, the real threat, walk through that door. But the man appears so worried and scared and tells you if you won't let him in, then he'll at least run into town for you and notify the police. You begin to send him away. At least this possible threat is tangible and can be dealt with. The door stays locked, you tell the man, who backs up and nods with concerned understanding. Just then, the floor upstairs creaks and groans. You and the man outside look back at each other. He pleads again to let him in. What would you do? This scenario is the opening set piece and the inciting incident of Damian McCarthy's newest horror film, Oddity, and tells a story so jam-packed with moments as tense as this one. And the magic is in the way McCarthy treats this story, telling it so simply but so rich with texture and meaning. Damian McCarthy has respect for his characters and has just as much respect for the supernatural elements that he's dealing with. There are maybe 5 or 6 characters we get to know throughout the course of the movie, and each one feels so well conceived. Each has their own internal lives with fears and opinions and secrets. Oddity does what a lot of horror movies tend to shy away from, which is not really having a central protagonist. No final girl. Arguably, the central protagonist in this movie died a year ago, and her cliché skeptical husband is returning to the house she was murdered in with his new girlfriend. We are hanging out with these people that we don't really like. The murder was mysterious, to say the least, and his wife, who was murdered, she has a twin sister, Darcy, and she has some psychic abilities where she can touch an object and dig through the memories that object holds within it, seeing the past from these liminal, inanimate perspectives. The supernatural and the inanimate has been something horror movies have been marrying for decades. So much iconography in the genre centers around things. Annabelle, Ouija boards, the phone from Skinamarink, Chucky, the drummer bunny from McCarthy's last film, Caveat. In fact, McCarthy seems obsessed with inanimate objects and the secrets they have inevitably been witness to over their time simply sitting there, rotting. Oddity's central inanimate object is a wooden man that Darcy brings with her when she visits her brother-in-law to stay and perhaps find out by using those abilities just what happened to her twin sister. But the movie doesn't tell you Darcy's intentions right away, and for a large chunk of the film, she's the only source of fear and tension for our characters, and in turn for us. So I thought maybe she was the villain. Why did she bring this horrific-faced wooden golem to sit at the dinner table? She's crazy. But as Oddity unravels, things become clearer and clearer, and by the end, everything is in its right place. This is one of the most satisfying open and shut movies I've seen this year or any other, no matter how confusing my description of the plot of this movie is coming across. The film is far more straightforward, and I'm hoping anyone watching this has seen it, but if not, I'm sorry in advance. I'm trying to keep this pretty spoiler-free because this movie really just needs to be experienced, even if you maybe have a guess as to what happens around 20 minutes in, as I did. That did not inhibit my ability to absolutely be sucked into this story from start to finish. Oddity is a lot of things. It's a home invasion thriller, a murder mystery, a supernatural horror, and at times even a comedy. But all of these genres are so seamlessly blended together, so evenly spread out. The balance of tone in Oddity is beyond impressive, especially this blend of supernatural and murder mystery, because if you have a character that's psychic, you gotta figure out some believable reason why they don't know who done it. And Darcy is a very complex character, and by the time the credits roll, you won't be cinema-sensing stuff with her being psychic and putting an end to the villain or the evil in the house, because that's only a fragment of the whole piece. The evil in Oddity is secondary to how that evil is vanquished. Oddity isn't a cruel movie. In fact, it's very empathetic. It's fair. The rules it has to blend together from these different genres are followed perfectly. They could have all collided and resulted in massive potholes and convenient brushovers, and also could have indulged in its revenge elements. But Oddity chooses not to get cruel. It gets even. I felt this way when Darcy embraces her death because she made a mistake that resulted in an innocent man being brutally killed, who by the end was indeed trying to help her sister. Darcy solves the case of her twin sister's murder. It was all orchestrated by one character who outlives every other character in the movie. We are left with just him at the end, and I won't spoil what occurs, but he isn't arrested or murdered or anything. He won. Covered up all the evidence. But the final shot with the bell is both a hilarious punchline to the movie and a callback to a conversation very early on. And its implication gives us all the satisfaction we could want as far as revenge for the evil inflicted upon the innocent in this movie. I loved everything about Oddity. The dual role played by Carolyn Bracken as twin sisters Danny and Darcy is so cool, and she did such a fantastic job playing these two people. I had no idea that it was the same actress until about halfway through, but they play totally different from each other, while also you believe the connection between these twins, and you believe their life together and beyond the grave, the way they share a connection spiritually. Immaculate framing and cinematography that really brings this gothic tale to life with a fresh energy that movies like this can lack sometimes. People have called this a slow burn as well as Caveat, but I'm not sure why. House of the Devil is a slow burn. With a movie that opens up the way Oddity does, I dare anybody who likes horror or thrillers to sit through that opening set piece and not be hooked until the credits from there. I really regret not seeing this in theaters. For some reason, it wasn't showing for as long as it was in other places, and I just missed it. But Shudder is doing some really great stuff this year between this, Late Night with the Devil, and In a Violent Nature, all getting theatrical releases. Hell yeah. They seem to respect their movies more than streamers 100 times their size and budget. See Oddity. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you thought in the comments. Later.
Ain't in my best yet, just let me work. Less than good, it's better than worse.